This is Dispatches from Myrtle Beach with Charles Neal and my son Link from Good Mythical Morning. How you doing, Link?
I'm doing good, Dad. I got my coffee here. I'm getting a little afternoon boost for our recording today. How about you? You had your afternoon coffee?
I quit drinking coffee.
Okay, I feel that.
Yeah.
No caffeine? No caffeine for you in the afternoon or at all?
Well, no, I didn't say I did. I didn't say I said I quit drinking coffee.
That's
I
true.
didn't say I quit drinking caffeine because,
Diet Mountain Dew.
They're not, but Diet Mountain Dew, that would be correct. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's a treat.
But I know you, listen, I know you're not quitting your caffeine and your coffee. You like it hot. You like it in one of them bottles cold. You like how it's got it. I mean, I know a little bit. I do pay attention a little bit about what you like. Yep.
She's good to me, and I'm good to her. We're good to each other. We're good for each other.
You talking about coffee or Christy?
Both.
Oh, I said I'm trying to get you a attaboy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep. Christy and I she's good for me, and she puts up with me.
Same way with me and Nancy. But we're older, and I'm a little better than I used to, but I still get in trouble once in a while.
Oh,
but,
are you currently in the doghouse? Is that what's happening?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm pretty good.
Well, when you're not in the doghouse, it's good to like just acknowledge that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're in a good spot.
Yeah, we've already put up 26 quarts of string beans this summer.
I love that I ask you if you were in the doghouse, and the next place your mind goes is how hard you've been working in the garden. Is there a direct correlation there between being on Nancy's good side and how many beans you've put up?
Well, it don't hurt.
That's right. That's our love language.
But we're not
putting up garden stuff.
After we get through with these, I am going to plant her some peas. You can plant them late and see what'll come up back there. I ain't never done them here. But it don't take no fertilizer for peas to grow. So
it's her garden.
No, it's our garden.
But you said I'm going to plant her some peas.
Well, it could be technically said that it's her garden because most of the time, whatever she wants in it, I'm going to plant it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did beets and I believe we put up 14 pints of beets this year.
That's good. You keep your garden, a happy garden is a happy wife. It's one of those things.
That would be correct because, I grow it for me and her both, but, she likes to see stuff growing in the backyard and them little 8x8 things. So. And she did break down and give me that white fence outside the house out there. That's about 30 foot long. She gave me the back side of it where I could plant, where all our irises was at, where I could plant my tomato plants. And I got them. They're about 6 foot tall.
Okay.
I got them.
See, she's allocated you some space.
Yeah, because
it reminds me of my walk-in closet, which is Christy's closet. She just allocates space for me within it. And that space can shrink and it can grow. Now, well, theoretically it can grow. It's only shrunk. I'll put it to you that way. But it's her closet. I just have space in it. It's her world. I'm just living in it. That's what the bedroom is like.
Well, that
sounds like your garden.
I get that one little kind of, and it ain't too short, but it's about 6 foot long. And then she gets the back side and the other side all the way out to 12 foot. That's all hers. So, of course, I got a double rack, and, I got plenty of room in my closet. I ain't fussing. Let her, hey, it's all right.
That's fine. Right. That's right. We're definitely not fussing. We're just talking here, man to man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Loving our wives.
Let them have whatever they want in that closet and in the garden. Yep.
Copy that, Lieutenant.
Well, Link, I got a really good holler out from Hunter
Okay.
here. And it says, last week I was assigned to a job with a coworker where we'd been taking the company truck to pick up some equipment. My coworker, Ben, was meeting me at my house because were carpooling. I forgot that I was listening to you guys when I was previously driving the truck. So Ben gets in the truck and you guys are playing at a high volume.
Okay.
In my mind, I'm thinking, this guy probably thinks I'm crazy listening to this Southern guy talking this way. The opposite reaction occurred. He quickly turned to me and asked, "Are you listening to Dispatches from Myrtle Beach?"
Yeah.
And he said, I replied, yes, and in return, he gave me a fist pump.
Boom.
We continued to listen to you guys the hour ride and had lots of laughs.
I love it.
This is the good part. It says, now we quote your famous line at the warehouse all the time. That would be correct.
That is great. Now, what was this? He felt like he had a little bit of shame for a moment. Who does he think I'm listening to?
I mean, you can't ever tell when you get into a truck with somebody and they listening to me talk.
That's true. Right. Yeah, you might jump to another conclusion. Like you listen to some sort of like, I don't know. Who knows if somebody was just kind of just within earshot of a piece of the conversation, what they might think. But this is the best version right here.
Hunter, I'm giving you a double holler out and giving one to Ben too. And y'all keep spreading the word and getting more people to listen to Dispatches from Myrtle Beach and sign them on up and send them on in.
That's right.
Because we love it, getting new people and everything.
I think that could be a program, another marketing scheme of ours. Carpool with the dispatches. We could Dispatches from Myrtle Beach carpool kind of a thing where it's you offer to pick somebody up and take them to work, but they got to listen to dispatches with you.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but I've told you a week or so ago that we go downtown, listen to music on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I met a guy down there and his name was Nate and he was from Charlotte. And I walked up to him and he said, "Oh my God, you're Link's dad. And you're from Dispatches from Myrtle Beach." He said, every time when we're riding up and down the road and coming back and forth from Charlotte to the beach, we're listening to Dispatches from Myrtle Beach. So I went over and talked to some more guys and they were from Virginia and I gave them some cards and they knew who you were and Rhett, but they didn't know Dispatches.
Mm-hmm.
But I gave them the card and one of the guys said, "Well, don't worry. When we leave and going back to Charlotte tomorrow, we're going to be listening to Dispatches from Myrtle Beach going up the road to see what it's all about." So that's pretty good.
Tell them to email you. Let them know what they think.
I said, "You'll find out." I said, "But it's ratherbe53@aol.com. So, send me an email and let me know you've been listening." And one of them guys said, "We sure enough going to send you an email." So we'll kind of have to watch for it and see if we get one from up where they're going to school in Virginia.
I love that story. I love all of this. It's gaining momentum. I mean, do you get a sense of when you go out that somebody's gonna recognize you?
Yeah, it's getting
pretty much
more often.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I have people, it's probably a little bit like you and Rhett maybe, but it's if I go somewhere to eat, I'll have people just kind of like be looking, look over and just kind of look at you,
Double
like,
take.
and they'll say, "Well, I don't know if I ought to go up there and talk to you because they're having me and Nancy most of the time having supper and whether or not they want to bother us." And then sometimes when I get up and leave and ask them, I said, I do that old thing and I walk up to them and said, well, I kind of saw you looking over this way. Do you know who I am? And most of the time now they know who I am.
There
She
you
said,
go.
yeah, but we didn't want to bother you. So it's nice.
And the emails are still coming in?
The emails are still coming in, but y'all send some more in. We need you to keep sending them. Send us some more in.
Is there anything in particular you want from people with their emails?
No, you just let them send in what they want to. I'm not going to dictate what they need to send
It's
in.
wide open, y'all. Anything you want.
I'm here for you. Yeah, I'll do the best I can do.
We'll break open the mailbag.
It's time for another edition of Myrtle Beach Mailbag. Well, I got an email from Victoria, and she says, I'm grateful that you authentically share your Southern heritage and charm with the internet. I would argue that the world is better off for the humor and joy that you bring to it. My husband is quite humorous as well, but he's not from the South. As time goes on, it's interesting to see various differences between us come to light. I am curious, what are some of the ways that you and Nancy differ, and which of those differences make life the most fun for you two?
Oh. I love this question. I love that there's this insight that like our differences can make us better companions.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you got? Have you thought about this? What are you drinking there? What's that? Slurpee?
My Diet Mountain Dew I bought this morning.
Okay, there you go.
From the Circle K.
He's nursing it.
And they ain't a sponsor.
So Dad's version of not a sponsor, they ain't a sponsor. They ain't a sponsor. Okay. What you think? Are you and Nancy different? How are you different in a way that's good for y'all?
Well, she will tell you that the big difference, and most people probably see this from this show, and people that know me and have known me all my life and known Nancy, is that the most biggest difference is I'm an extrovert and just ever what goes on, I can get right in the middle of it. I mean, I can, like having a party and, and be the center of attention and all that and everything, or
right,
wanting to get some attention. And my sweet Nancy, she's that soft spoken, sits back and listens and don't even after she's we've been out and doing different things, she don't really voice her opinion a whole lot. And I wish she would do that a little bit more and be a little more of a extrovert, because sometimes, she just lets stuff slide that this old boy won't let slide. If they say that to me. No, that dog won't hunt.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the biggest differences with us. And then,
but you're not. That means you're not sitting there competing for an audience.
No.
So that's a good thing.
And that's, I reckon that's a combative. What do you?
Compatibility.
Good. Go. Say that word.
Compatibility.
Compatibility. We have that compatibility because, when we go to a show with you, or I go when I'm going to be on a show with you or something, or even having something here at the house and having her sit in, you kind of have to pry her into it and
Mm-hmm.
get her to come on and let you
She does
talk to
great
her. And,
once we get her on.
oh, yeah.
To hear
Oh,
all of
yeah.
this, I'm glad that she's come on. I didn't know that she was a introvert per se. So
But, well, she ain't to where she'll just let somebody run all over her, but she's, just likes to kind of stay in the background and makes decisions that don't have to necessarily be good for her. It'll be good for better for somebody like me or for her children, and not worry about what she wants to do. So that's the biggest,
huh?
I
Okay.
think one of the biggest things she did, instead of trying to when her and Chuck was married and they had Candace and Brandy, she had a chance to move on up the ladder and go to work up in Raleigh and get promotions and stuff, but she didn't choose that. She chose to stay where she was at, where she would be close to her kids and where she could look after them and be home and cook for them at night and do stuff with them at school. So, that's the kind of person she is, and she still is. So it works good for both of us, Victoria, because I'm the outspoken one in the house, and she's the one that
Smooths
kind
it
of lets.
over.
Oh yeah, boy, that's a good thing.
I feel that.
Yeah. So
You know what? This makes me think. I was thinking about me and Christy and how I would answer that, and it reminded me. Let me see if I can pull this text up. Had a birthday party once I got back from tour, and Christy helped put that on, even though she didn't find out about it until I invited all of our friends to it. And she bought donuts and instead of a birthday cake, because I don't like cake, and she said, if anybody wants to share something they love about Link, you can do that after we blow out the candle. And I was like, well, there was over 30 people there, and I didn't want to put people on the spot. I was like, well, we don't have to go around and share. I don't want to make everybody feel like they have to say something. But if you want to say something to me individually, you can do that. And Christy was fine with that. And then my friend Mike, who you've met, people know him as Science Mike, and he said, the moment Christy said that, I knew exactly what I wanted to say. I was like, well, you're just going to have to say it just to me. And then we got sidetracked and he didn't get to. So then I texted him later and I was like, you know what? I still got to hear that speech about me that you never shared. And he texted it to me. He said, this is what I was going to say. And it kind of hits on this thing. So he wouldn't mind if I shared it with you. So tell me what you think about this. And so here's his speech. Life is made of a particular type of compounds called hydrocarbons. The basis of all these molecules are the bonds between hydrogen and carbon. Some people, like Christy, are carbon atoms, stable and predictable in most settings. Link, let's be real. We all know you are a hydrogen atom, full of energy and ready to react to the moment. But what a lot of people don't realize is that without the excitement of hydrogen, life would not form. Carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen, well, they're some might call boring. They want to stay home. They don't like noise. You're the most hydrogen person I've ever known. Your insatiable thirst for life, for energy, and for connection draws in literally millions of people, bringing them life. Thank you for being the catalyst causing action and life in all of our friendships. Happy birthday. And that was it. So it's, I really took the compliment that I have an insatiable thirst for life, energy and for connection. I'm glad that he saw that in me, that I'm full of energy. And ready to react to the moment, sometimes in an unpredictable way. But Christy and I are very different in the way that he's captured here. But when you put us together, it creates life. You know, it's those two things together.
Yeah.
You can't just have somebody who's just looking for the fun and totally unpredictable and just kind of going for the gusto at all times, regardless of counting the cost and thinking things through and taking stability and safety into account. So together we make a wonderful team, and that just, I definitely feel that, and I appreciated the way that he put it.
Yeah, that was a pretty, Mike, that's a pretty neat thing. Yeah, you got to have somebody that can have your feet on the ground and somebody that don't walk on the ground a lot of times.
Head in the clouds.
Yeah. So we both, I think we both have a spouse that pretty much does that and reels us in. Nancy even tells people, said, Charles keeps going and this Dispatches from Myrtle Beach keeps going, he's probably just going to kick me to the curb. And I said, honey, there ain't no more curb for nobody. I said, wherever I go, you going. She said, I am not moving to Los Angeles. I said, okay.
Dispatches from Myrtle Beach doesn't have the same ring to it if you don't live in Myrtle Beach. I will say that.
That's right. So I said, I don't think we got to worry about it because I may sometime or another have to get to where I make a trip out there to see Link once in a while and do some stuff at the.
I'm sure she's fine with that, making
show,
a trip.
But yeah, and she's really fine with it when you get her a plane ticket and let her go out there and see the kids and everybody. But yeah, it's pretty awesome with the kind of life we have. And
well, I mean, pertinent to this
14?
Conversation, you think I'm ever going to get you to come out here without her? Not if I can help it.
No.
That's
I know
right.
you love Nancy. That's right.
Oh, I love her, and I'd love to have her out here, but I don't want to have you out here without her because I need somebody to handle you.
Yeah, well, that'd probably be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And same goes the other way, right? You have me out there, it's going to be both of us.
Yeah, so, Victoria, I hope that gets your curiosity down a little bit about the difference between how things work so well with me and Nancy, and that's what makes the most fun of it. Because, listen, we both love to travel and go places, and she really likes to go. So, whenever we plan all these trips that we go on, we do it together because we love to go and do things together, and that's what life's all about. When you get our age, you better do it while you can, because you might get old enough to where you can't climb up a mountain or go somewhere or do something. So that's one of the reasons that we get along so well and do so much together and have a good time at it. So that's pretty much it, Victoria. Rhett and Link are releasing something new on the original Rhett and Link channel. Check out the newest video to get a taste of what's coming up in August. It's time for another edition of I'll Help You Get Out of the Woods. This is from Maria Grace. She says, I'm coming up on my senior year of high school. Therefore, I've been taking the ACT frequently, trying to get my score up to a 32. That's the score I need to get a full academic scholarship to my dream school. I've taken it 3 times now and made the same score all 3 times, a 31.
Ooh.
Darn. After my most recent attempt with the same outcome, I'm feeling really discouraged. Do y'all have any advice for how to keep my spirits high and hopefully succeed next time? Did y'all take the ACT in school? And if so, how did you do? Well, Maria Grace, it's been a long time for me, and I can't remember. But we had the SAT and the ACT and I didn't ever take the ACT. I took the SAT because when I was trying to get into a college or get into another school, it was better for you to take the SAT.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I took the SAT as well entering high school. In middle school, I think, we had a thing called the CAT, the California Achievement Test. I don't know why we took that, but anyway. So, I mean, what do you think about being one point short? What's your advice?
Well, I've thought about this a little bit, and Maria Grace, and I don't want you to, if you're dead set on trying to get into some of this special school, you need to just listen. When I got my broker's license for real estate, and I went the first time and took the test, and listen, this may be the same thing with ACT. Before I left there, I knew whether or not I passed or failed, and I sat down and figured out kind of where I fell short, and went and bought me. They had a special book that you could study to get your broker's license in real estate. And this man that wrote this book wrote about 90% of the questions that was on the test. Now, I don't know about this for the ACT, but I bought that book and studied that book from one end to the other and learned that book. And when I went in and took that test the second time, I knew I passed it because I knew the answer to probably 99% of the questions. So I passed it. So Maria Grace, all I can tell you is you just need to keep working hard at it and do the best you can do. And sometimes, I'm just going to tell you, sometimes we all fall a little short about what we want to try to attain in our life. And if you've done the best you can do, you need to just go on. And I know there's got to be a lot of other schools that you could go to that you'll do great at and everything. So
that's good advice, Dad.
I would just keep trying, and if it don't work out, hey, it just ain't meant to be. And it sounds like you're a very smart person, Maria Grace, and just go on with what the good Lord is getting ready for you to do, and He'll work it out for you. I'm telling you. So,
I think that's good advice, Dad. Could I add one thing, though?
Yeah.
You know, what if we try to figure out a few ACT questions to make Maria Grace maybe feel a little smarter? Because a little birdie gave me a couple of actual ACT questions that I'd like to spring on you.
Oh, man. Well, I can tell you, Maria Grace already right off the start with that she's going to feel a lot smarter when I get through with this.
All right, hold on. Don't sell yourself short. Come on.
Okay.
If 2x plus 3 equals 11, what is the value of x? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5? 2x plus 3 equals 11. All right, now put it down in front of you. Take a look at it. I'm
going to say it's 5.
You're going to say it's 5?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not right. So maybe she'll feel better. Because 2 times 5 is 10 plus 3 is what?
2 times 5. Say that again.
2 times 5 is what?
10.
10 plus 3 is what?
14.
That's not right either.
13. 13.
See, Maria Grace, how you feeling? What is the fear of long words called? Is it arachnophobia, kumpunophobia, megalophobia, or hippopotamonstrophiloquibdelaphobia?
Boy, you did good, Link.
I don't know.
Well,
if I was right.
I know it's not A, because I'm pretty sure arachnophobia is something to do with bugs.
Well, okay.
Well,
You're not right about that.
but
How you feel about that, Maria Grace? Go ahead. What's your
I'm
answer,
gonna
Dad?
say C.
Megalophobia?
Yeah.
All right, I got to ask the little birdie.
That is incorrect.
Oh, how you feel about that, Maria Grace? So what is it? Is it
Nope, that is the fear of buttons.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's a fear of buttons?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so it's the last one. Hippopotamonstrophiloquibdelaphobia?
Yep, that's the one.
All right, Dad, final question. Climate change is real. A, true.
Oh, Lord.
B, very true.
True.
Okay, I'll accept it. But that's not right. The correct answer is B, very true. Maria Grace, I've done my part, you know.
I'm telling you.
Good luck.
Well, you know, I did the best I could do for Maria Grace.
That's right. Now you gotta play the hand that the good Lord's dealt you, Dad. And I think you've done a great job of being a good example.
Well, you know, sometimes it's always fun when I do this show, and then sometimes it's extra fun because when I get to answer all these words and these questions, and I was sure glad you ever what that last one was, that you got to pronounce it, because I don't believe I could have got all them syllables out. But, you know, it was fun having you all here with us today, and we'll be back next week for another one. And don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcast on YouTube. And while you're at it, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. And if you got a question, comment, or story you'd like to share with me, email me at ratherbeshaggin53@aol.com. And y'all have a great rest of the week. We can't wait to ace our axe again next time.
Okay. I can't wait either, Dad. It was another great installment.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you too.